Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of Range Ninjas 101. I'm Mike B, and today we're going to be doing another story from a viewer. I'm just going to give a synopsis and kind of a quick definition of what a range ninja is, and then we'll move on to the story. I said I wasn't going to do this in the videos, but I know everybody's going to be like, what's your definition of a range ninja? So that's why I'm going to start probably doing this little spiel at the beginning of every one of these videos. I know I'm flipping the safety. That annoys a lot of you, so I'm going to keep doing it. Basically, a ranged ninja, we gotta understand what a mall ninja is before we understand what a ranged ninja is. It's basically a really unexperienced and enthusiastic firearm owner who pretends to be like a seasoned operator, like a Navy SEAL Delta Force Ranger guy. And they usually come out in style with all like the most operator as fuck clothing, gear, weaponry. And these guys either roll with the cheapest imitation shit route, like cheap ACOG, stuff like that, cheap weapons like this, or they go all out and they spend thousands on like a friggin' Scar H and 50,000 magazines, and they've got H&K stuff, just really expensive high-end shit. But it doesn't make a goddamn bit of difference in their blatant lack of range safety, range etiquette, or marksmanship, because they naturally suck big fucking elephant fucking cocks at all three of those. And they cannot be told otherwise either. These people usually are people who have never been in the military but think they are just because they go out and do shit that they watched on TV or saw on YouTube. And if they did serve in the military, so help you fucking Christ, if you criticize them or look at them funny, because 100% of them were Navy SEAL, Sniper Force, Recon, Delta Force, MARSOC, you name it. They're all Navy SEALs, and then they've got a bunch of other training and qualifications on top of that. So don't criticize them. And what you need to know about these people is all range ninjas are mall ninjas, but not all mall ninjas are range ninjas. And just because you go out there with your stuff like this and you practice drills, as long as you're being safe, you're not being an asshole, and nobody's life is in danger, and you just look douchey like what I'm wearing right now, and you want to train how you fight, that's not a big deal. That's not a range ninja. Range ninjas are very unsafe. So there we go. That's kind of the quick definition that I'll be putting in all these videos. So with that, I got a story from Tony Padilla, right? He says, hey man, I watch your videos all the time. Just watched your recent Q&A one, and I got a range ninja story for you. I'm friends with ex-PMCs, private military contractors, a MARSOC guy, Marine Special Operations Command, and a handful of 82nd guys. 82nd Airborne Division, if you don't know what that is. Because you're from another country, you probably won't know. Anyway, we used to regularly go out to my old boss's house, who was one of the PMCs, private military contractors, because he lived on 100 acres, and just do FTX for fun, or if not that, we'd just have range days and blow tens of thousands around just because fuck it. I like this story so far. One of our friends, and he was one of these. One of our friends, and he was one of these sideline friends, like, when you go to a friend from high school's house and his brother is there trying to act cool but just makes an ass out of himself. He was that guy, so we kept our distance naturally. He lived about an hour away but caught wind of this and wanted to join on one of the range days because he heard that one guy was bringing his Tippmann 9mm Gatling gun. Cool. We were already skeptical because we always, oh god, hold on, I just lost my little spot. We were already skeptical because we played airsoft for a weekend one time, and even with a toy gun, he was pretty careless. Even had an ND in one of those safe areas because it wasn't loaded. Alright, now that you got red flags already, alright, we'll keep going with this. We gave him the benefit of the doubt and let him come anyway, and we all agreed to hawk him until everyone was comfortable that he wouldn't do anything stupid, so watch him very closely. So the day comes, we all meet and talk for a little while waiting for everyone to show up, and here he comes in his blacked out lifted Ram 2500, already fun, and hops out with an LBX chest rig and some other, and none other than the almighty garbage rod, hey now, with 300 rounds of surplus 7.62 by 54 and a Taurus PT92 in one of his mag pouches. So of course, as this guy comes in, we're all joking. So of course, as guys, we all jokingly dogged him for that, being we were all in PCs with Gucci ARs and AKs that have Howard lights on. I don't know what half the shit you just said is, but for those of you that do know, cool. So anyway, we get we get down to the range and everything was going good. We shot the Gatling gun, a belt-fed AR-15 with a binary trigger, and just all the goodies in general. The garbage rod guy messed up once already by that time because we had called the range cold and he kept shooting. He had earplugs. Our ear pro would deaden loud sounds but amplify quiet ones, so we had that extra edge on the Home Depot earplugs. We let him off with that, just a warning, just to pay attention to his surroundings and watch when everyone backed away from the firing line at the same time. Later in the day, everything was winding down. We were doing close range rifle and pistol drills. He had cardboard IDPA targets next to the steel we were shooting earlier. Okay, so this is usually when a lot of shit happens. It either happens right away when you get out to the range or towards the end of the day like this. So this is going to get really fun. But then we all heard that distinct sound of a stripper clip. We all look at each other like, oh fuck, here we go. And this guy comes up to the firing line, fires at the cardboard target, moves forward like 3 to 4 feet in front of the firing line, and then starts dumping the rest of his shots at the steel with the Mosin. The firing line was 20 feet from the targets, and if we shoot steel that close with rifles, we always use frangible ammo. He was using milsurp. Yeah, not... At this point, yeah, I would be fucking livid. There were 6 of us on the line when he did that, and we were all hit by shrapnel. I still have a scar in my arm from it. One guy, if he wasn't wearing his eye pro, definitely would have lost an eye because a piece of jacket flew back so hard that it pierced his lens almost halfway through. Holy fuck. There was a video floating around of my ex-PMC boss almost drawing his pistol on him and telling him, if you do that shit again, I will fucking shoot you. Needless to say, he was blacklisted from ever coming to a range day again, and my old boss must have reamed him a new ass because it's been 2 years and nobody's heard from him since. Okay, so yet another one. On a roll with this dipshit and almost, hurting people and costing people their lives. Or life, limb, or eyesight. That's the 3 big ones. So, thanks for sharing, Tony, by the way, and I'm going to do a little bit of an analysis. Yeah, shooting steel that close, even with a pistol, I've gotten fragged from that before. There is no way in hell I would be shooting a fucking Mosin Nagant point blank base. 20 feet is point blank with a rifle. There's no way in hell I'd be using that steel core full metal jacket, especially on steel targets that close. And especially just that close because the jacket's going to blow up. It's just literally going to turn into a little hand grenade, obviously like it did. And Tony's still got a piece of it in his arm. No, there's a scar, not a piece of it. Still got a scar from it, which means it must have hurt. It actually harmed somebody physically because you were a fucking retard and decided to be tactical around a bunch of people who actually were tactical and know better than you. So instead of actually learning from them, you have to put on all your shit because it's a dick measuring contest, and obviously your dick is in the micro penis range because you come out with this chest rig and whatever. It's like, are you just that insecure? If you're that insecure, don't fucking hang around people who know better shit than you if you're not going to ask to improve your skills, or what their tips are, and be safe and listen to them. I don't know. It's when people get hurt at the range for absolutely no fucking reason. And this wasn't even at a public range. This is at a private range. So this shit can happen anywhere. A lot of this shit happens at public ranges because of where they're located, and these people usually don't know anybody with land as a rule. But this is an exception, and they're actually fairly common. I should have said that. But anyway. And then had that guy not been wearing eye pro, he would have lost his eye because of this fucking moron. So, again, if you're going to go out there and try to be a badass, do it on your own time, do it by yourself, or with other dipshits that don't mind getting fucking shot because you're an idiot and don't know what you're doing and want to look cool. I don't know what the hell it is with the firearm community. I think it's a lot of, airsoft. And again, I'm not blaming airsoft. It's airsoft, video games, and YouTube. Honestly, a lot of shitty habits and stuff on YouTube, and then also good training videos. But they'll go from, they won't crawl, walk, and run when they're doing tactical shooting. They'll watch operators actually that know what they're doing and have been doing it for years and are proficient at it. Do that, be like, oh, I could do that, and that's a problem. Again, it's nobody's fault but these idiots because you should have enough common sense to go, hey, probably not my skill level. Maybe I should find somebody like these guys who know what the fuck they're doing. And they're just kind of chilling out, having a cool day. And maybe they can teach me something. Maybe they know more shit than I do because they were private military contractors and military. Anyway, I think I've said that enough and kind of went around. But it makes me fucking livid when people get hurt at ranges and almost die. This one and Elijah's story in the first episode. because somebody wants to try and emulate something that they're not. That fucking irritates me. You shouldn't have to try and prove to other people how cool you are and whatever. You'll prove how cool you are to people like me and probably these guys by going out there, being safe, being laid back, being respectful, not being a total douche. That's how you'll actually impress people and really make them think that, holy shit, this guy's really cool. Not by doing fucking moronic bullshit like this just to try and look cool or whatever. So, anyway, I think that point's been hammered home. Tony, thanks again for sharing. I do appreciate that. This is a good one because, again, this just proves the gravity of the situation. And these are real people that are sending me these stories, and I believe them because I've also had shit like this happen to me. I'll probably get into that eventually. I just want to do viewer stories first, if you understand that. So, yeah. And yes, this is a replica Glock knife. I just put it up here because it's not a really practical place to have this particular knife. It's cool to draw it out. It just looks kind of like something that a tacti douche would wear because they saw it in Rambo or something. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of tactical stuff, really. So it's hard to kind of get everything together for these videos. But yeah, for those of you that were asking, yeah, it's definitely a fake Glock knife. Yeah, and also, yeah, no, this is not how I roll out to the range. I usually don't. I usually just wear like a coat in the winter, t-shirt, and fucking maybe a hat. Eye pro, ear pro most of the time. Eye pro most of the time, I mean. Ear pro. That's it. That's all you really need to wear at the range, unless you're trying to do shit in your vest, which I don't do at a public range because you look like a douchebag when you do that, and it scares people, rightfully so. But yeah, I've done shooting competitions and stuff in a private setting with this stuff on, to kind of get back in the groove of training how you fight with the weapons you're gonna use. If shit at the fan, it's actually just kind of more fun than anything. And it doesn't make you a range ninja because we were not being unsafe at all. I was laid back. We were actually in the walk phase. We weren't even. But anyway, that's a totally different subject. Sorry I'm rambling. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks again, Tony. And if you consider becoming a supporter on Patreon, link in the description. $1 a month, $12 a year. It's a couple cups of coffee. Helps keep the channel going and helps keep me from being a range ninja myself. I do a lot of videos on historical firearms and artifacts and stuff like that to try and teach you camouflage patterns, just history in general. It allows me to get cool props to use because I actually like to have the stuff in the video instead of just taking pictures off of Google and stuff like that. I mean, you can only do so much of that. It's better to actually see what this thing looks like, and whatever. That's how I learn more visually like that than just looking at pictures or whatever. So anyway, Patreon helps it out with that. We've got a lot of supporters on there. $5 a month or more gets you into the Discord server, which is a really fun time. And we do a lot of cool shit in there. And we're getting pretty damn close to the Patreon giveaway. When we get to 50 subscribers, or supporters or subscribers, whatever you want to call it, we will be doing a giveaway for some really cool shit to a bunch of patrons. So anyway, if we're past that point, we already did the giveaway and you're seeing this video, sorry about that. I appreciate you watching. If you don't want to support the channel, you're supporting it enough by just watching this. And like, comment, share the video, let me know what you think. And again, let me know if you have any real stories of what happened with your experience with range ninjas. Make sure it's your own story, make sure it's real, don't just make shit up. It's pretty easy to tell when people make shit up, so just don't do that, just try and be funny or whatever. These are educational videos, and they're also really good safety lessons, and hopefully this will dissuade one range ninja from fully maturing from the larva state into a fully grown douche in a range ninja. So that's the goal. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you on the next episode of Range Ninjas 101. Fuckity bye!